Okay, let's finish out this area and perimeter business. Let's say that when you go to cut your shape in half, maybe you see cutting off that piece, but when I do it, I cut off that piece. Will we end up in the same place? Absolutely. You do it the way you see it. And if I slide over to number 3 real quick, if you decide to cut it this way, and you get in there and you realize all of a sudden that you don't have all of the parts that you need, you know what the worst thing that happens is? You take your eraser and you erase the line and you cut it a different direction. That's the worst thing that happens, folks. That's a pretty good worst case scenario. Anyway, back to this guy. I cut off that little top piece, so I am left with a square. And a rectangle, which is really good news because I have formulas for both of those. So I need the area of the square and the area of the rectangle. Well, I can find the area of the square. The area of the square was base times height. The area of the rectangle was also base times height. It's just not the same base and the same height. So if I go to the square, my base is 3 and the height is 3. I can do that. If I go to the rectangle, my base is 6, my height is 3. Now I'm ready to go to Desmos. So I need 3 times 3 plus 6 times 3. And I have a total area of 27 square feet. This guy's a little bit different, but not a whole lot different. You might decide to cut it off right here. That's okay as long as you can figure out how big that piece is. I am going to cut it just like the last one. I'm going to cut this piece off of the top. That gives me a square. And a rectangle again. So I need the area of the square, but not with the highlighter. Well, I know that's base times height. I have a base of 54 and a height of 54. And then for the area, I need base times height again. Well, that's 90 times 54. 54 times 54 plus 90 times 54 gives me an area of 7,776 square centimeters. The last one, you easily could cut it down the middle and treat it like 2 trapezoids. Totally possible. But that trapezoid formula isn't pretty. I would rather cut it right here and use the triangle and the rectangle. So I'm going to put my triangle in green. I'll put my rectangle down here in this sort of raspberry color. Some of you are thinking, Miss Graham, that's pink. Dude, let me live my life. So we need the area of the triangle, plus the area of the rectangle. That's what happens when I get tired of writing out names of things. Area of a triangle, I know, is 1/2 base times height. We are in the WTF phase right now. We are writing the formulas. We use base times height for the rectangle. So I need to fill in my pieces. I know the base of my triangle because it matches the base of that rectangle. It's 8 meters. I know the height of my triangle because they give it to me over there on the side. It's 4 meters. So I have everything I need for the triangle. Base was 8. Height was 4. Half of 32 is 16. If you go put that in Desmos, no judgment. It just happened in my head. So I did it. The base of the rectangle is 8 and the height is 6. 8 times 6 is 48. 48 and 16 gives us a total area of 64 meters squared. And it won't let me zoom in again. There we go. So that is the end of the area and perimeter section for polygons. Stay tuned. We will introduce you guys to the fabulous world of circles.